Caesar de Bello Gallico, Book 6, chapters 17 and 18. So we see here an image of burial mounds found in Britain. Well, what does that mean? Caesar's going to give us the reason, and these things are still around. So Caesar now talks about the gods, most importantly, how the Roman gods are similar to the British. Remember, the Romans were synchronistic. Therefore, they took them and worked with them. So, Colunt, they worship Deum Maximum, Deo Mercurium, the god Mercury, maxime adverb very much. There are a goodly most number of images, huios, of this man. They ferent, they carry or they bear, or this in this case believe, that Hunc, that this one is understood the inventorum, omnium artium, of all arts, that this one is the leader, commander of streets and roads and journeys. That this one, right? They deem this, right? This is from Arbitrator, all indirect statement clause, that they believe that this one has has what? Has the greatest power, vim maximum, for the gaining of pecunia, of money, and merchant work, which is very similar to the Roman one. Post hoc, after this one, who's this one? Mercury. They esteem, still from Colunt, they esteem Apollo, Mars, Jupiter, and Minerva. About these, they have habent aeon them. Look at the separation. Opinionem, the same opinion, nearly, which the remaining nations understood have. Indirect statement clause. Apollo depellere, dispels morbos, diseases. Minerva, subject phrase, handed down the beginnings, and we have genitives here, of works and of craftsmanship. That Jovem tenere, that Jove has the imperium, power celestium, of the stars, and that Mars regere, rules wars. To this one, Mars, when they have decided constituerent, to brandish weapons, cum proelio, in battle, probably with battle, they all those things, watch it, they dewowent, they vow all those things which they took in battle, or will have taken in battle. I think it's plural future, perhaps. And those things, which which survive, they make a sacred vow to them. Namely, they immolant, burn the capta animalia, the captured animals. They love burning. And they conferent, they bring the reliquas res, the remaining things in battle, all the swords and spears and shields, in locum unum, in one place. And licet, it is permitted, multis in civitatibus, in many nations, it is permitted that tomos extructos, mounds having been built, harum rerum, of this stuff, it is permitted for it to be seen, conspicare, or to see, actually, that's a deponent verb, to see big mounds of these things in locis consecratis, in consecrated places. So people just put a big old pile of all the stuff they got in war, and nor accidit saepe, does it happen often, result clause, ut, that's quispam, someone with their religion neglecta, ablative absolute clause, having been neglected, that they either auderet, result clause, would dare to hide kapta, captured stuff, apud say among them, or that they would lift, tolere, things understood having been placed on these mounds. So they're not gonna, someone would have to have their religion far placed off. It doesn't happen too often though, or they pick up a nice shiny new breastplate. Why? Constitutum est. It has been decided. What has been decided? A gravissimum supplicium, a very grave punishment dative for that thing, eire, with torture, cruciatu. So therefore they have punishment. The Gauls, predicant, say that all of them, omnes, are the prognatos, are the children of Hades, the father Hades. And the that thing, id, they say that idikon, was produced by the Druids. So the Druids, here they are in their religion. Ab eam causam, for that reason, they define the spatia, object phrase, of all the space of all time, not numero dierum, not by the number of days, but by the number understood noctium of nights. Thusly they observe the birthdays and the initia, beginnings of months and of years, so that day subsequitur follows night. In the remaining institutis, practices, remember Caesar talked about the differing practices in the book 1 of vita, of life. They differ in respect to hoc, this, nearly from the remainders, namely that, now you got to find your verb. It's right here, patiuntur, that they non-patiuntur, that they do not allow, and we have an accusative subject, their children, unless when they have grown up, except when they've grown up. How do they know they're grown up? Ut, so that they posent are able to sustain the gift of military service. They don't allow their children, palam, openly to come to them. So therefore, you can't be seen with your children. And they ducant, they lead, in this case, they think that it is terpe, is shameful for filium, accusative infinitive subject, in the puerile aestate, in the youthfulness in his childhood, to adstitare, to stand near in the sight in conspectu patris of his father in public. So Caesar's pointing out that these Gauls have a religious practices which are somewhat similar to the Romans, but also quite different, and especially with the social side of things, because the Romans love their children. All right, well, that just shows the barbaric nature. And I guess I'd like to see your barbaric previews. Until that time, I'm going to give you a barbaric aloha.